As always, we welcome you to this League of the Genuine Conversations. It is the only show on the planet that discusses the subject of counterfeits and fakes. This is a menace that is affecting every segment, every aspect of our lives. So, as usual, we have a guest, a special guest every Friday. We have a discussion to get new perspectives and understanding, deeper understanding on this subject. In the studio, we have a lady, Julianne Nyabura. Is it Nyabura? Nyabuhara. I'm sorry, I will call you Julianne for the rest of the show. Julianne, you're welcome to the show. First of all, we need to thank you for having made time to come and speak about this important but often ignored subject at such a short notice. But Julianne, you are promoting women in trade and manufacturing. You have an organization standing for that. Basically, you're promoting women in business, if I'm right. Now, you have come to the League of the Genuine Conversations, where we try to drive the message on the dangers of counterfeits in all aspects, including business. Do women in business, the women that you work with, first of all, maybe tell us what the organization does, how many members you have, before I pose the question.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. My name is Nyabuhara Julian, and I'm the Executive Director of Uganda Women in Trade and Manufacturing. This is a very close subject to us, especially to that sector.
What does the organization do?
The organization brings together women who are adding value to products, women who are in manufacturing, women who are in trade. Some kind of trade, some are in importation, some are doing wholesale trading. So that's we are trying to create a one voice, and we think a manufacturer cannot do without a trader. So that's how we got these women together.
Is the membership open, or it is closed to certain people?
It's closed to women first, then to women who are adding value, and women who are in trade, some bit of trading.
Located in a particular part of the country, or open?
No, we are open to, it's a national umbrella organization.
Okay.
We have chapters across the country. We have a chapter in Mbare, we have a chapter in Fort Portal, and in Barara. So we are trying to get all these women under one umbrella organization. So that's mainly our mission, our vision, and create one voice for them, and ensure that their challenges, what they go through, and do a bit of training for them, do business, offer business services to them as an organization, and create more opportunities for them, markets, ensure that we create markets for them on a local level.
Internal and external.
Local level, international. So those are the things we are trying to do to ensure that our business women have, especially since the lockdown. We had a lot of women lose jobs. Actually, that's when the idea was born. We had a lot of women lose jobs, and we found that there was a very huge increase in the number of women who are doing businesses from home. And what kind of businesses? Most of them were starting kitchen factories, cottage industries, what we call cottage industries. They were starting small industries in their garage, making soap, making
sanitizer.
So that's how the whole concept was born. So we found a huge number of women making something out of their homes to sell and make money, make a living. And most of them were actually doing their own products, not selling, not trading, but making their own products. So we're like, how can we bring these women together and ensure that we form one umbrella organization and create a voice for them? And anyway, the government's program and the government's voice today is a value addition, industrialization. And our bigger vision is to create the women industrialists. We do not have women industrialists in this country. They can be counted on fingers. So we are saying, how can we have 100 or 1,000 women industrialists owning big industries.
And running
and
industries.
running industries.
How many members do you have?
At the moment, we have over 1,500 members who
Okay,
have
that's-
subscribed to our different platforms, and we are growing.
And you're
It's,
growing.
it's interesting how we've been overwhelmed by numbers.
Because you're touching a very sensitive part. Business is what drives sustenance of most families. So here we are focused. Our guns are on counterfeits. Just share with us, do the women in business under your organization appreciate and understand this subject of counterfeits? Is it understood?
I don't think it is understood so well, especially when it comes to women. Women tend not to look for information. That's one thing I've noticed with women. They tend not to look for. This morning,
They don't want to know.
Yes. This morning when I was preparing for this program, as soon as I was informed about this program, so I started thinking about this. It's something I've been passionate about myself. That is why I even made a decision to grow my own vegetables in my own home, because I was...
To avoid the fake vegetables.
I would see this white color on the vegetable leaves and it would scare me.
Powder-like thing.
Yes, it would scare me too. And I said, why can't I grow my own vegetables? So
That is a pesticide, by the way.
So I started growing vegetables in my home. And I started being very inquisitive about... That's why
So you are growing the vegetables to avoid, to escape the fake vegetables that are common in the market.
The pesticides, so long as I can grow my own vegetables and I know I've not sprayed anything on them, to me, I think I've reduced a certain percentage. The soils may not be safe themselves because we are in the center, we are in Kampala here. The soils
Too much pollution,
yes,
acidic rain.
Yes, the soils may not be safe themselves, but at least I'm reducing the percentage of the... And then I'm also trying to ensure that probably my family doesn't consume a lot of cereals, but they do consume a lot of vegetables. So I'm very sensitive about that topic. But I think most women are not aware of what is happening. Most women are not aware of what is happening.
So Julian, if I'm to ask you, what is a counterfeit according to you?
In a layman's language, it's
a lay woman this time.
In a lay woman's language, I think it's either fake product, that could be one way, or a product that is tampered with.
A product that is not genuine.
That is not...
An imitation.
An imitation.
A duplication.
And I think even if it's an original product, but it's tampered with in one way or another, it makes it a counterfeit. Because, for example, we grow vegetables, right? When they are good. But along the way, the chemicals come along the way. So that makes it a counterfeit product. So that's my understanding of what a counterfeit.
I think you're right. A counterfeit, in simple terms, is a product manufactured without the authorization of the trademark owner or brand owner. So if you have a product which has a given name to distinguish it, somebody fakes that product, puts the label of that product, whereas it is not actually that product, and then does the imitation so that they can give it to you as a consumer, and you think that this is the popular brand that you know, and you buy it. And the counterfeiter is basically driving an agenda of deceit, is defrauding you, is cheating you, not only in the price, but is also cheating you in respect of the quality of the product, because the motive of the counterfeiter is not to give you a superior product, but to give you a fake version without the actual ingredients or with the adulteration, or so that is what a counterfeit is. But can you share with us what you were telling me that before coming to the show, you shared this subject with your members? We are very curious to know, what do your members think about this problem? of counterfeits, if you don't mind?
Our members have a lot of views. For example, we did...
You put it on the WhatsApp group.
Yes, we did put... I did put it because I wanted to hear whether actually women understand this subject. It was a very interesting subject to me, so I wanted to know whether actually women understand what it is all about. And I put it across like, how do counterfeit products affect your business? How do they affect your health? How do they affect your personal life? How do they affect the economy in general? So we got a lot of very interesting views. Put it out that...
What was the question you put to them?
Oh, the question was,
That they
today's
were
topic
answering,
is how
yes.
do counterfeit goods, stroke, fake products affect the market or your businesses as women manufacturers and traders?
Okay.
So we got a lot of responses. We have one who said the cost of transportation cost that is very high has forced production into almost impossible, which has led growing companies and businesses and factories reducing production costs.
Because of the high fuel costs.
Because of the high fuel costs. The production costs are very high. So items are becoming more and more scarce, and this is giving room to fake products. Chinese-made products, which are very cheap for African market, have done us a disservice. This is very bad, and these Chinese, who are so-called investors, being fully supported by government with tax holidays, land, and other government investors, no one can fight the government alone. With such protection, they bring lots of fake goods at the end, flooding the local market. Corruption, that is the area that is affecting counterfeits and increasing counterfeits.
So that is one chart.
One chart.
I have picked your member is complaining about a bad situation we have of high fuel prices.
Causing subsidized products.
But your member is understanding that the high fuel prices are causing an unintended consequence of counterfeits penetrating the market because the manufacture and distribution of genuine products has gone down. So people are looking for product and fakes are coming in. I think that's a very valid point.
Yes.
The second point they are raising is that there are a lot of products brought in by investors, many from China, who are now taking advantage of the need for cheap prices that I think you're saying that a lot of people on the market look for.
And then I think also the issue of having these investors with all these benefits, but still giving us a low cut by producing goods which they know are very substandard for them.
So are your members saying that the government might need to revise its investment policy? Because if we do blanket investment for an foreign investor, we are in effect allowing counterfeits to come in.
Yes, and actually someone went on and commented on the same, saying that who supervises these investors after they are here and they've been allocated this land in industrial parks and they are given license to start manufacturing? Who supervises what they are producing? And another member actually raised that we are getting more counterfeits in the country being manufactured by the so-called investors than products from outside the country.
So the counterfeits are not only coming in through importation,
yes,
but they are coming in through a foreign investor who comes and sets up a manufacturing unit here.
And because they are protected and given all these benefits, and nobody is supposed to talk about an investor in this country. Nobody even walks to their factory to check their processes. How do they produce? What products do they use? What chemicals do they use? Are they using the right chemicals? Are they using the right products they are supposed to use? Are they humanly consumable.
So, Julian, you're saying that our drive for the last 2 decades of attract foreign investment, we are actually attracting fakes also as a result.
True.
Maybe we need to put some sieve on who this foreign investor is. Can we profile them? Not every foreign investor is good for this country. If you are a foreign investor and you are bringing fakes and you're manufacturing fakes, you are saying these people should be checked.
They should be checked, and there should be a government policy. Which product should be put on the market? Like textiles. We are all aware that our textiles, for example, coming out from China are not good at all. We are all aware about that. Children put on these clothes and their bodies.
And when you do like this,
and when you do this,
you lift your hand.
Yes, they have an issue with the skins. They affect the skins. Then they talk of allergies,
respiratory
issues with children. That's why we are having a lot of children having issues with the so-called sinuses, pneumonia, because of the materials they sleep in. Then we have the second-hand goods, the second-hand clothes. These chemicals they use, are we aware of the impact of these chemicals? Are we aware of the impact of the chemicals they use on these second-hand? Most Ugandans don't wash second-hand clothes for the first time. As soon as they get it from Owino,
because it is smelling new. It
yes,
has some perfume.
It has this perfume. So someone wants to put on and assume that they've bought something new. Everybody needs to hear that I've bought something new. So I think...
So you have really, as women in business, you're trying to add value addition, you're trying to improve manufacturing, you have a lot of challenges which apparently are caused by this big subject of counterfeits, which you are saying, policy-wise, we might be having a big issue. Julian, we need to take a break now.
Thank you.
We're back with the second segment of our conversation here on Counterfeits. We are with the Executive Director of Uganda Women in Trade and Manufacturing, helping women to do value addition and to promote trade and business. But Julian Yabuhara, you have been explaining the immense challenges that women are facing in doing business, and you're giving some of the comments some of your members were giving. Last week we had somebody here from Uganda mining industry, and they were saying the mining industry provides a lot of raw materials or chemicals used in agriculture. Do you and your members feel that counterfeits are impacting negatively our agriculture sector? As mothers, do some of your members have that concern?
Yes, they do. I actually got one of the concerns from the members of how they think agricultural products have totally been affected by counterfeits. You get seeds, they don't germinate. You get acaricides
to spread the ticks.
Yes, to spread the ticks. And then the animal is the one that ends up dying.
Do you have a quote there from somebody?
Yes. Someone, one of our members says, the counterfeits are terrible in agriculture. Not only do you waste your money buying chemicals, but they can lead to death of livestock and loss of crops. You can also buy seed and it fails to germinate, or get a different variety of what you bought. So I always try to buy from credible sources, although credible sources are very expensive. So you can notice that it is coming from an affected point of view. People have been actually affected personally. I don't think there is any businesswoman who has not, or businessman who has not been affected by counterfeits in all areas. Most of our women do value addition, but they will tell you that most of the chemicals they buy to make their products, in one, either skin products or agro products, they will tell you that they will
tell you there's an issue. But now really, Julian, we are talking like there is no regulator for that sector. Because if your members for whom you congregate to do the purpose is business, and they have these very deep cut issues that are affecting the ability to do business. I mean, somebody planting and getting no crop out of it, animals dying. So you appear like you are now going to be an association or brought together to, you're just lamenting about this. Why don't you go to the authorities? Why don't you take action?
I think that's a very important core, but we have talked to some of these bodies like UNBS, but I think
Bureau
like,
of Standards.
Yeah, like the Bureau of Standards.
Mm-hmm.
The Uganda
You
National-
reported, what did they do?
We have been reporting, we've been giving our views on what we think they should do. But then, like, so many members have actually commented about corruption in these government bodies. Actually, one of them called them brown envelopes. One of our members said brown envelopes will not help in this country. Even if we talk about counterfeits with brown envelopes, there is nothing that is going to be done. So
who is corrupt? Is it your members giving? Who is? Do they identify who is corrupt here?
Of course, for example, when a woman gets a challenge with one of the products, let's say their raw materials, one of their raw materials, and they find an issue, then they report to UNBS. Before you know it, UNBS will stop picking your calls and they will start giving you excuses. Yes, we shall prosecute, we shall prosecute, we shall prosecute, but there is no action. So these are business women. So they end up getting frustrated. So that's why we are coming in and they are asking us. Actually, when we get such platforms, we get their views. We use these platforms to hear their views and bring them here and talk to you people, because they feel they are not getting what they're supposed to get from government. Government is not being supportive enough. You end up making a product and the product is fake itself, even before it's tampered with. How are we sure that this water they are branding is also not fake?
One of the things, Julian, that we do here at the Anti-Counterfeit Network is legal enforcement measures. 2 weeks ago, we secured a conviction for the first time of 1 year in jail for somebody who was caught selling and counterfeiting a pesticide and herbicide. So if you are aware that such a service and intervention is available, can you do the following? Can you record all incidents of your members who have suffered a purchase of a fake acaricide or a fake pesticide or a fake product? Because the biggest problem we have with the fight against counterfeits is lack of information. People are not willing to come out and state the case and report the information. Can your organization have a record? You encourage your members to report all cases of fakes, let those cases be investigated, and let those cases be prosecuted. Is that a tall order?
It's not a tall order. That's something, but do we have a direct body that, we all know what police does in this country. You will not report such a case at police and it will be helped. I'm sure you will not be helped. But can we have a body that is specifically for reporting, where everybody knows they can report counterfeits in the market? Because counterfeits, we meet them every day. When you go downtown and you're shopping for your children, they will tell you this is a fake Pick Fair book, this is the original fake Pick Fair book. They will tell you this is the, and everybody knows, except I think Ugandans have become so
used to
the fake everything. Food is fake, water is fake, drugs are fake, spirits and wines are fake. So
even religion.
We are so
used to fake. But on a serious note, Julian, here we work for brands as well. We work for organizations as well, associations, which have members who are affected. And the way it is done, before a case is handled, there must be a baseline survey or investigation to establish the existence of the problem, because you will not be able to prosecute a case without evidence. You assemble the evidence, you do the trap purchase, and get the culprit, get a police reference. As lawyers, we are able to follow up these cases and ensure they are prosecuted. So I think it might be as well a good visit that you've made to us, that we can now deepen our working relationship to ensure that those cases that I identified and I established, the notorious cases, we start with those ones and prosecute them. I don't think that it should be a hopeless situation. I think the law is there and action can be taken. What is lacking is enforcement.
Yes, but I also think, thank you so much for those services that you're providing. And I think we shall really work together. We shall have a partnership. But then I think one other big area that you people need to emphasize, put your effort on, is information. How do we ensure that everybody gets to know that there are actually counterfeits on the market? And how do you ensure that you don't use a counterfeit, especially for health issues? Health. I call upon women. This is a call to women out there. Whether you're a businesswoman, whether you're a mother, especially mothers, we are giving birth to children and using counterfeits from day one. From the food we give them, clothing that we clothe them, everything is fake. But how do you ensure that you look for something that is not fake?
I think...
How does government help us to ensure that we can identify brands and know, like one of our members said, that you could put your phone and your phone is able to locate a barcode to know that this product is an original product or it's a fake product. So some of those services, and can we use technology? We have NITA. How can NITA help to ensure that we are able to know and identify a product which is fake and the one, because we are already carrying phones, smartphones. If you tell me that I will place my phone in front of a bottle
and scan and read
and identify, then that would be good for me. Everywhere I go, that means I have a machine that can scan what is fake and what is not fake.
Yes.
So as soon as I walk in a supermarket, I move with my phone and I'm able to scan which product is fake and which is not fake. It is as simple as that.
The problem is that the information about the scanning, for example, the barcodes, the QR code, the checking, some products have this information. I've seen it on some whiskeys, but this information is not disseminated to the consumer.
That is what you should
So
do.
only a few of the consumers get to know that you can actually scan and know whether this is genuine. For example, all phones have an IMEI number, like a number plate, an identification number. But how many people know how to check the IMEI number to know whether this is counterfeit or this is genuine?
Yes.
And how many people can tell a cloned IMEI number and one which is not cloned? So the point you make, which I like very much, is that let us give the information out.
Yes.
But the information dissemination starts here. First of all, get to know that we have a problem which is common to all of us. And two, that we all bear a responsibility as human beings to participate. This is not a problem for you, for them, for government alone, for brand alone. It's a problem that must be handled by humanity. But then also the specifics, and this is my next question to you. Don't you think that the brands in Uganda are letting us down when it comes to the issue of differentiation of a genuine and fake product? Because every time a genuine product is advertised, it also promotes the fake because they look the same, they are sold in the same place. What do you think the brands need to do more to help us, the consumers, to identify or differentiate the genuine from the fake?
I think what you said is very right, because actually the biggest people that have let us down, or the biggest sector that has let us down in this area, are the brands themselves. Because brands do not want to lose the market, they do not want to get into legal battles with people who are creating the same. They know They know when when a brand is in the market, it knows that someone is producing a fake product. But they do not want to get into the legal battles. The cost.
Why?
Because
But what is a bigger cost, Julian? If a faker of your product comes into the market, your market share was 30%, they will wipe you out. You will remain with 5%. Isn't the 25% loss of market share bigger than the cost you'll spend on sensitizing and fighting?
they look at the cost of losing a brand. Because if someone came out and said, let's say, Samsung, I'm sorry to you, I'm not sure. If someone used a certain brand and said that you people, you are using these phones, but they are fake, they are looking at a long-term impact. They know that everybody may stop using let's say that phone.
No, but Samsung closed the service center in Kampala because of the competition from the fakes, people who are bringing in through the handbags. You don't have a service center here in Kampala.
Yes.
For Samsung, such a big brand. So you can see that the long-term effect on the brand is you get wiped out in the market.
Exactly.
And the market is taken. Yes, so don't you think we should, even you as a women in business group, you should add your voice when you're advocating your advocacy and your petitions that you are making to help the women in business. This should be one of the things that let us have more responsibility from the brands, because this is your product. You are the one with the product knowledge. You are the one who knows the specifications. So why do you leave your consumer out there to grope in the dark and suffer with the counterfeiter just because you think the counterfeiter is strong? And if this is a dangerous drug or dangerous product that eventually harms, injures, maims, kills a person, shouldn't the brand be held liable for that consequential damage or injury or death?
And
really?
that's what they are trying to run away from. They are trying to run away from the big consequences of getting into these legal battles. So that's why they've decided to do a silent war of keeping quiet. But then at the end
But
of
is
the
keeping
day,
quiet the solution?
that is why we have a lot of cancer patients. That's why we have a lot of sicknesses that we do not understand, just because the brands have decided to betray us with the consumers. I actually call it betraying, because I think there is no brand that has been fair enough to come out and say, this is how you identify an original product. We've not had those brands. And we need to call upon these brands and ensure that before you start advertising on a television, can you be able to tell us that this is the right product, this is our right product, and this is a wrong product? By the way, it should come to media houses that it should be compulsory.
It should be a policy.
A policy.
No advert.
There is no way unless you
there is information
about which is the right product and which is the fake product. Because the moment a brand gets on television and media houses, then that is a huge brand. So everybody wants to take advantage of that. Everybody will now come in to somehow package a product similar. But then, as the owners of the brand, how do you protect the consumers to ensure that I'm not taking a certain spice that is being packaged in Owino,
but using your name,
or that is being packaged in Kawempe, but that is you using your name? So let's call on government and media houses to ensure that there is a policy that you should not advertise a product on a television or a radio station that is not clearly stipulating what's the original product and what's the fake product.
So all advertisement, Julian is suggesting,
yes,
must be followed with a clear anti-counterfeit policy for it to be...
Especially when it comes to consumables. For example, the largest products, the big products that are affected by counterfeits are, for example, wines, spirits, textiles, and then we have cosmetics especially for women. That's a huge area that is being affected by counterfeits. Then we also have pharmaceuticals. Now, pharmaceuticals, that's life and death. It is between life and death. So we should be able to know that if you're a pharmacy and you're selling paracetamol, can you be able to identify that this is an original paracetamol, not a paracetamol that has been assembled in Kisenyi? Because we know everywhere, if you go to where you get it, everybody is manufacturing drugs. Go to
From their homes, from their bedrooms.
Go to where you get it, these small factories in people's homes. They are all manufacturing Panadol. In fact, you go further and look at most of these branded Panadols in pharmacies. They are even clearly right where you get it. But how are we sure of what we are consuming?
It's really. And then you take that in your system.
And then we take this in the system, and someone is looking for a Panadol which is cheaper. So if government came out clear with a policy and they say, before you stock this
and
drug,
before you advertise Panadol on the TV,
and before you
can
put
you
a
tell
sticker
us
of Panadol in front of your pharmacy, how does this company come and specify where this product was made?
Because the genuine Panadol manufacturer will not know about this way you get a thing.
And will not know that someone
So the reputation of the brand suffers.
Someone has got Panadol and has renamed it Ripanadol. Has renamed it Ripanadol. But the person downtown
does not know.
Or the person in my home area where I come from will not differentiate. Not until probably they take this drug and they are not getting better, and they keep complaining, I'm taking the drugs but I'm not getting better.
And then they call you for assistance,
and
that's how
and in the end government gets affected, because we are running into an economy where people are getting sick, they are not healing.
Economic output is low.
Economic output is being affected. Then we have pollution by these chemicals that are everywhere.
No, Julian, you make the point. We need to take a break. We're back with the third and final segment of this interesting conversation on counterfeits. We are here with Julian Nyabara. She's giving us a perspective on counterfeits from women who are doing business. You were saying that there is a need, just to tie up the point, you were saying that there is a need to hand obligation to media houses, not to just look at the bottom line of making money, but also to serve their cardinal duty of public information and public education in this fight against counterfeits. And you're giving an example of some of these adverts which can be quite misleading, if you will, on that you have seen.
For example, if you watch some of the television stations and radio stations, you'll notice someone will say, for example, there is an advert that has been running, Kaziri. And then another...
Kaziri is a power drink. What is it?
It's
there are these drinks
herbal drink.
For men who are not strong, I think.
It is. It's basically, it has a lot of ingredients, though that component is also there. And then some other company appears called Tazire, something like. So they sound the same.
Kazire.
There is Kazire, Tazire.
The genuine is Kazire.
So you will not know someone who is consuming and not. Just let's say this person is in Kabare or is in Ushen, where I come from, and they've not been able to read this name that is being read on a radio station. It
will sound and pass off like the Kazire.
The same. There is no way you'll differentiate.
And what are you saying should be the role of the media house in this kind of situation, that advert?
So whereby is to state, request, for example, because both of them are their clients and both of them are able to advertise with them.
But so how do you take two adverts?
So how do you...
One of Kazire and one of Tazire. How?
So how do you protect, first of all, the consumer? Because the most important person here, the target market, is the consumer. Either for the media house or for the owner of the product, for the brand. So, but how at the end of the day, the two of you sit in your boardroom and ensure that a consumer is protected? But it's like both the media house and the brand are working together not to protect the consumer at all, or the consumer to them doesn't matter. That's what passes as my view. There is nobody who is
Or
coming
it is a
out
profit motive to make money.
in the
They
name
have-
of making profits. Nobody is protecting the consumer, and I think also government has not done its job. I'm sorry to say, but I think government is not doing its job as far as protecting Ugandans is concerned. If you look at the chemicals women are using on their skins, it is terrible. Someone's skin turns from black to red to pink
then
to
finally yellow.
and then back to black, and someone is a mixture of colors. And you're
A
like,
rainbow.
who protects these Ugandans? Are these people even aware that when you put a chemical on the skin, it actually goes into the blood? Are they even aware of that? Is there someone sensitizing women? Because I'm sure there is no one who wants to kill themselves, but we are practically killing ourselves, walking while murdering ourselves, committing suicide. I think most of the women you talk to, they will say, no, it's tanning my skin, but that's it. But this chemical
Do you think we have a wrong concept or understanding of beauty? Can't you be beautiful with your natural color? Must you change it? Skin color?
That's a whole different topic. We need another 45 minutes to sit and talk about it. Because the concept of a woman...
A beautiful woman
we've been made to understand that, I think by the chauvinistic, the men...
It's the men causing that?
Yes, thinking that the lighter woman is the most beautiful woman. Because if you're two of you, the dark one and the light one, the man is likely to choose the light one.
But
and I think I'm not wrong on that, even given...
I don't know. Maybe those are fake men. The genuine men, and the ones I know, who like the beauty of a woman in their natural,
so at the end of the
given
day,
complexion.
A woman will feel, unless if I change my color to what my man wants, or to what the men want, then I'm not beautiful enough. And the maker of the cosmetics and the cosmetics industry have also taken advantage of that to ensure that with the woman, you need to do what she wants to make her skin lighter.
So who is fake here? Is it the man or the woman at the end of the day? In this debate here of these creams and lightening, who is the guilty party, the woman or the man?
I think the victim is the woman.
The one who makes the decision?
No.
And the one who applies? And the one who turns blue, green, orange, and yellow at the end,
but
and
then
black?
You wake up the next morning and you're no longer with this man. This man has left you. And
because after you've applied.
And already you've turned yourself from black to yellow. So now you're moving, and probably he's not very comfortable with your color now, because you're in patches. One of the hand is black, one of the toes is black, and then he's not sure of the person he's with. So he's looking for either walking to another person also to turn into another color. And generally, I think it also builds our confidence as women. When you look yourself in the mirror.
And as Africans.
Yes, you look at yourself in the mirror and you see this bright, this light color, it gives you a lot of confidence. Even people are doing it in the corporate world. Just not even for men. How do I look beautiful in my workplace? I think we've defined beauty as being the lighter one. So how do we...
Which is wrong.
I do not know about that.
To you, what is beauty? Beauty is a specific color, or is the original color?
It takes a very high level of confidence for you to walk in your natural color, to accept yourself. Like, no, my hair has to stay my African hair. My skin has to stay my African skin. I do not have to turn my hair from a light brown color to some...
Please give that message to the youth. This program is on fakes, because I think the youth are the biggest victim.
I think my message is that to the youth and to the women is that you can look beautiful in your natural color. Recently, I was having a conversation with a group of men, and they were saying, I wish women knew how we love natural women. So, and I was shocked by that message, because even me myself, I used to have that understanding that probably I need to,
when you were younger, you thought...
Even now, I've always been thinking, but it was not even 2 weeks ago, that men were, everybody across the room was like, I wish our women knew how we love them natural. But then women were also saying, that's what you say, but that's what you do is different. But when you get out, you're looking for a lighter.
You look for the...
you know. And when I get out and I know that you're looking at someone else, I tend to look like that person. Now that's where the problem is. So you tell me that I'm beautiful in my black color, but when I see the person you're looking out for someone who is a bit lighter. So I want to look like that person. That's the whole...
But if you're looking out for somebody lighter who is naturally light, there are some people who are naturally light without any chemicals.
So I can
looking at
myself into the light, that one. That's the whole concept.
But what do you think has promoted this identity crisis? And because as Africans, I think the reason why we are wallowing in counterfeits partly is because perception, the way we have gone away from the original, and we are busy chasing everything that is a distortion of what the identity of the true thing should be. And that also makes us very fertile ground for the dumping of fakes in this market. If we can change our skin, then why will we not change from the genuine to a fake product very easily?
That is true.
Do you see a connection?
I think that goes to our how can I call it, our emotional stand. What's our emotional stand? For example, generally as Africans, we are not very sure of ourselves. When they tell you that, even if they told you that here there is a job of, let's say, 10 million, and here in Europe there is a job of 10 million, believe me, someone will prefer, even a job of, by the way, 2 million in Europe, someone will prefer to go to Europe. So there is an issue with our...
Isn't it a perception issue? Because increasingly, in this information age, you are now getting more and more Africans becoming aware and conscious and knowing that it's not as rosy as it is there. Actually, you have better life here because you have organic and genuine food. You can access a society network where you can visit a friend, which you can't do the other side. So I think we have the basis as Africans to provide a formidable front against counterfeits, because those attitudes that we have are the ones that also make us to accept lower versions of products. You'll find even Africans who go out there in the diaspora, they want to settle for goods that are about to expire. They go and then they say for them they are not affected. They already, you see, they are putting themselves down. So is this counterfeit question, therefore, more than an economic, social question? It appears also to be culture. Has it become part of our culture to say for us we are second class, third class, and therefore even in the products, in the looks, we go for less? Is it a culture issue, you think, that we need to address?
It's a culture issue, but I think it has also been supported or been the other factors. For example, like when we went into the corona lockdown, the pandemic lockdown, we did a lot of trading online. And in this trading online, you notice that 98% of the products that we order, we won't have the time to check whether this is a genuine product or it's a fake product. You actually use it as you receive it. You won't even have a second thought on whether this is a genuine product or not. Then, have we put enough measures such that if in my house, like I've told you, I can check with this product? But then the culture part of it is that we are tending to a level whereby we are not appreciating ourselves and appreciating what we are taking in. Because if I'm looking at changing my body at the expense, I do not care where...
Of my health and my identity.
This is going to reduce 10 years of my lifespan, this is going to reduce 20 years of my lifespan, but so long as I look beautiful, But you're removing part of your skin.
So is it the pop culture, this social media, you know, you want to be liked, and we have access to all these models and
If
you know, these people you follow.
If you go on these social media platforms, even Twitter itself, which we think is a bit of
high end.
If you go on Twitter, you'll get shocked. The most beautiful women are the ones who are either naked, then they are so light, and so someone will say, okay, it looks my skin is not doing enough.
I need to do some catch up.
I need to do some catch up. I need to be bright. People need to see me. When I walk into a room, people need to notice me. So that is the whole concept of, even if the product that I'm using, even if it means going to be cooked, or being injected a chemical that I do not understand.
Or swallow tablets.
Or swallow tablets. The worst part is being injected. People in Kampala are here doing it. Beauty parlors are doing it, injecting people, women, with chemicals to tan their skins, such that you do not have patches on your skin. But where is government to allow in all these chemicals? Where is government, for goodness sake? How do you allow a
population
a chemical on the shelf? By the way, some of these products, if they were not finding their place here, people wouldn't be using them. Are you aware of that? If someone looked for example, if I woke up and I said, this time I think I need to be light, and I looked for that product on the market and I was unable to see it, would I use it?
No, you wouldn't.
So government has contributed almost 80% to the counterfeit industry. Actually, that would be my last remark, that government has contributed 80% of the counterfeit. It has not done us a favor.
What should it do?
Strengthen their policies regarding counterfeits. For example, when someone is charged in court, the magistrate or whatever will say that we are fining you 500,000, 1 million.
So we need stringent
punishments. We need stringent punishments. If someone produces a drug, livestock,
acaricides, for example,
acaricides,
livestock are dying.
And they are dying. And they are got what punishment? That reflects on the other people who are planning to do it. And they know, if I have to spend 5 years in Rosira, I have to spend 5 years in prison,
it will be a deterrent.
I would rather not do it. Let me find some other business to do. But if I know someone did it and they paid 5 million to the magistrate and they got away with it, and this is by the way, a counterfeit industry is $1 billion
industry, yes.
$1 billion industry.
And it's growing bigger.
And it's growing bigger every day. Because if we look, for example, at the drinks, the wines and spirits and the mukama na yambas and these power what? Children are taking these power juices,
yes,
power boosters, because they also want to feel like men. Every man now cannot even, I think most men, they feel they cannot perform.
They are fake
without
a booster.
A booster. You find every man masquerading around with these bottles of juices.
Mukama na yamba.
Of mukama na yamba, power banks, man. A lot of all because we have a subculture of counterfeits. But what is government doing? Because first of all, it's a sole responsibility of government to give people information.
We have a Ministry of National Guidance.
And information.
Information and national guidance.
Those are two ministries.
So national guidance on counterfeits is lacking, is what you're saying?
We are lacking information, and every Ugandan is not getting information. Then secondly, the laws, besides the information, the laws. How strong are the laws? And then the government bodies that are in charge, that are being funded by the budget of Uganda, what are they doing?
41 trillion.
41 trillion.
This financial year.
To fund
half of it maybe will be lost in counterfeits.
Fund all these government bodies. URA is connected to NBS. It is connected to
police, to URSB, to everyone.
To police. All these are government bodies that are funded. But what are they doing? to ensure that, first of all, Ugandans are informed. Second of all, whoever is informed and breaks the law, how are they punished?
Must be sanctioned.
Then if you use these products, what's the impact? Ministry of Health, can it come out loud enough to teach women, give data of how many women have cancers in Murago, how many women have cancers in referral
Children
hospitals?
now.
Children who are getting these cancers because women used these chemicals when they were pregnant. By the way, the reason why we have so many children with these cancers is because women use these products when they are pregnant. So what you consume in is what you get out. So as soon as you use this chemical when you're pregnant,
It affects the
it
unborn
affects
child.
the baby. So the baby, before she gets 2-3 years, now this chemical, because she got it when she was still an embryo,
It manifests.
it manifests very
in
fast
dangerous
because
ways.
it's in their system.
Julian, I'm told we have run out of time, but I would like your last word. Many people think counterfeits are not dangerous. Many people think this is not an important subject, it's a problem of other people, not their problem. Your message to Uganda and your message to
My
Africans
message
on this
to
subject.
Uganda is that within not a very long time, we shall have a catastrophe of these counterfeits. And every Ugandan, wherever you're seated, whether you're in a big office, whether you are in a rural area, in Arua, in Kotido, in Kabare, these counterfeits
We'll catch up.
will catch up with you, either through the food you're consuming, through the medicine that you're taking, through the drinks you're drinking, somehow. So policymakers need to know that these actions they are doing will catch up with them. And you're not sure of the water that you're taking on your table, you're not sure the food that you're being served on your table. You may not work on the policies to do with agricultural products, but at the end of the day, this food will come direct to your plate. So you're not sure of where the food is coming from, you're not sure of the drug that you're taking in, you're not sure of the
tires on your car.
the tires
You're
on
not
your
sure
car.
of the
You're not
soap,
you're not sure the soap that is in
cooking
your house.
oil, the curry powder.
Everything. So if you know that you're using any product, whether let's call it food, let's call it water, let's call it household, let's say Vaseline, soap and whatever, just know that if we don't strengthen this law, everybody is going to be affected. And maybe it will be too late for us to change anything, but let's start now. Everybody use your office, use your position to make noise over counterfeits. Use every position you're in to fight counterfeits. If you're in government, try to make sure that policies. I call upon Parliament to work on laws that are concerning counterfeits. And we want to appreciate and salute you people for starting this. It is a very huge, big job ahead of you. But one step plus another step, probably you never know. If you can save one life through this noise, that would be good enough. Maybe you have saved a generation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Julian. That was a powerful message there from the Executive Director of Uganda Women in Trade and Manufacturing, Julian Nyabuhara. I hope I pronounced it well. You've seen a message. We are in this together. This is not our problem. This is not your problem. This is our problem. The problem of counterfeits. We believe that you have learned a thing or two about the dangers, about the extent of the problem that we have here of counterfeits. We believe sensitization, the information that we give creates an empowered consumer. You are empowered with this information. We'd like to remind you that this program is online, and if you're new here, it can be, you can see on the screen how you can reach us. You can give us feedback. Remember to share, remember to put the notification, remember to subscribe. We need your support to make this public cause be as widespread and populated as much as possible. We need to sign off. by asking you not to be fake, to always buy and sell genuine.